everybody over, or you just post the link in the chat.
Yes.
Jawohl.
So we are live. We are live. Yes.
Okay.
We're there.
Okay. Then we'll post the link for everybody who maybe wants to watch an English stream. No problem. Dan will post the link in a second to the English stream. He has set it up right now and he is going live at the moment. So you will be able to join him very, very shortly and watch the whole stream in English as well.
Yes.
If you want to start talking together, then you just tell me, because at the moment you're still muted in my stream, just to
yeah, go on.
know.
We are. We can.
Okay, so now you are also live in the German stream. I'm just gonna explain it quickly. Wie auch in der ersten Woche werden Dan und ich jetzt vorm Rennen und zwischen den Rennen nochmal viel Zeit haben wir nicht mehr bis zum Qualifying. You think there's not much time left until the race, so maybe we have to skip that for the first race, our talk before, because it's a minute away only, qualifying.
Yeah, that's maybe a good plan. I think we'll split up now and then we meet again after this race.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you enjoy your race.
Yes.
Everybody in the stream, maybe that's already joined you, have a lot of fun. I'm gonna just quickly switch to the German channel and we'll talk after the draw, I'd say.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to the draw and then we'll swap over and talk together about the first race. Okay,
I'm
so
putting a link
here
in the
you
chat for the people that want to watch the English stream now.
Did it work? I can't actually see it.
It's in there right now. Maybe you can't, but oh well. Great fun with the
Okay.
race, and
Yeah,
we'll meet
we'll
you
hear.
after that.
Yeah.
So welcome everyone. We have the W12 Sprint Series here tonight. We are currently going into qualifying. It is gonna be a amazing battle between the guys. We've had some amazing battles before this. This is sadly close qualifying, so we won't be able to give you guys. This is one shot, so they have only one lap to do it. Don't know if we can see anyone. Mirko is usually the one who's first out there. So it seems like there is no qualifying for us. Well, we will go into this one real quick. The standings, we'll go over that one then. As we can see, we have Mirko in first position, and we have Marcus Steffel in second, 18 points behind Mirko. It's been a close battle between those two for the past two races. In silver, we have Lucas in first place, 36 points. He is 14 points ahead of Gustavo, who only is 4 points clear of both Tobias and Harold. So both of them will be looking to get a strong result. Only 2 points behind them is Florian, and 1 point behind that is Jan Lintz. So all of them are very close together. Third in the overall standings is Martin Stadtmann, 57 points, a long way off Mirko and Marcus. in the teams, we have Gazak's racing team with 25 points, leading the championship ahead of ASR Blue and ASR Red. FBP Racing is in 4th with 8 points, but ASR Blue and ASR Red only 2 points between them, so very close in the championship between them. Looking forward to how that is gonna pan out. At the moment we still have nothing on track, or do we? We're gonna look at it. Yeah, we can't follow anyone out on track. Which is a bit of a problem. But hey, they have 2 minutes to go. We'll just change back to this one then real quick. I'll let you guys know who is doing what in the standings. Currently it's Ben Green on pole position. Mirko still has to set a lap time. Maybe he has invalidated his lap time. That would be fun, since those guys are, of course, usually the fastest. Mirko in the lead in the championship. He is currently last, not qualifying. Maybe he has to give it a shot. Currently 1 minute left in qualifying. We have, I think, Marcus Steffel. He is in... Is he even here? It doesn't look like he's here. Marcus isn't here. So that is then a guaranteed win for Mirko. Mirko's gonna get him in the championship. He's gonna walk away from him. But Mirko currently hasn't set a lap time, only 40 seconds to go, which means that maybe Mirko has invalidated his lap time. That could definitely be a possibility, because Mirko isn't faultless, and Summit Point is the track we're on today with the V8 Supercars. Is a very difficult track, to be fair. So all of these guys will be looking to do one better than they usually do. We'll go back to this. Our pole sitter at the moment is Ben Green. He will start first, and he will start in the second heat, I think. So qualifying is over. And Mirko hasn't qualified, so that is going to be a fun first heat. As we will walk over the grid. In first position we have Ben Green. Second we have Martin Stadtmann. Third Jens Fiedler. Marco Zilla is fourth. Nilton Carvalho is fifth. Sixth is Hugo. Seventh Jan Lintz. Eighth Gustavo. And 10th, a man who we usually don't see there, is Mirko Bortolotti. So we will go on to Ben and then to the TV cam or pole sitter. As we are now gonna start from the grid. As Ben Green is gonna try and defend his lead. As we head to the green flag. As it's green, green, green for the first heat in W12 season 3, week 3 And it's Ben Green with a very good start. Behind that is Mirko Bortolotti already overtaking Gustavo in to the braking zone. We have Martin Stadtmann now in second, fighting with Jens Fiedler, who is on the inside, and he gets that position back. Martin Stadtmann loses that position to Jens, but he's absolutely on the back of him, which allows Ben Green now to get clear of both of those guys. Martin Stadtmann now also under pressure from Marco Zilla. Round the outside. Can he complete that move? Next corner is to the inside for him. He's gonna look, but he yields out of that. Doesn't quite have the confidence to do that. And Mirko Bortolotti here, right up behind Milton Carvalho. Now we have a long straight. He's gonna slipstream. We have not such a hard braking zone into here. Mirko's now gonna look to get a good run onto the straight, which he does. Now he's gonna tuck into the slipstream. Are we gonna see a yellow car from Mirko Bortolotti appear out of the slipstream? Yes, we do. Is he gonna outbrake him? He is at least gonna try. He's alongside now. Puts his car up the inside, and that is 6th position for Mirko Bortolotti. Ahead of that is Marco Zilla, side by side with, I think that's Hugo. Oh, it's Jens behind him. Jens, who has lost 2 positions here. 3 Fords on the first 3 places. Hugo already caught by Mirko Bortolotti. Mirko's now going to put the pressure on Hugo, which Hugo normally can cope with. Mirko is right up the back of him. All this fighting has allowed Ben Green to absolutely head clear of the field. 2 seconds is the gap already to the guys behind him. Hugo now side by side with Jens again. Mirko also on the inside there, keeping his nose clean. As we are halfway through the first heat, it's now Hugo attacking Jens. But he has to be careful. This is gonna determine your start position for the consolation race. Down the inside now goes Mirko, and he has that position. Brilliant move from the Italian. He knows how to place his car. 4 places gained already. If he does that again, he will be up into second by the end of this race. I don't think he will be able to catch Ben in this short amount of time. I think 2 laps to go. So 1 after this one. But it is Mirko already catching Jens Fiedler. He's right at the back of him. Ooh. Hugo behind him has a big snap out of turn 1. Quite able to catch fast. As we look up ahead of this battle, Marco Zilla under pressure from Martin Stadtmann. No, excuse me, it's Martin Stadtmann under pressure from Marco Zilla, which is absolutely amazing. That gap has grown a bit bigger now. Mirko Bortolotti absolutely on the back of Jens Fiedler. He has a big run, and Jens Fiedler has a big moment going onto the straight, and that means that Mirko is now up into 4th position, chasing down in this last lap, I think, Marco Zilla. It would be amazing if he would manage to get onto the podium in Heat 1 here. 6 minutes only, Heat 1. but it's enough for Mirko to make up 5 places. Big moment there for Jens going onto the straight. He just got unsettled out of the corner there, got onto the grass, but managed to keep it in a straight line, which is equally as impressive as the overtake. Mirko, I don't think he will be able to catch Marco Zila. This is all done and dusted right now here. No small gaps. All gaps are outside of a second almost. And it's going to be Ben Green who is going to come through to take the victory in Heat 1. And that will give him pole position for the consolation race. Martin Stadtmann in second. Marco Zila in P3. Amazing race from Mirko Bortolotti, gaining 5 places. Jens Fiedler loses 2. Hugo stays where he started. Jan Lins in 7th, 8th is Nilton Carvalho, and then it's Gustavo Xavier in 9th. Well guys, I think that was an amazing race to start off with. Some amazing moves being done there by Mirko, and a big moment for Jens Fiedler, I think, going onto the straight. He had a big moment there. I don't think we are we still racing? Oh my god, we are still racing. I was like, why isn't this finished? We're still racing. Or aren't we? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Only now has Ben Green finished. Martin Stadtmann second. Third, Marco Zila. Mirko Bortolotti in fourth, gaining 5 places, getting very close to Marco Zila there. Jens Fiedler 5th. 6th is Hugo. 7th, Jan Lins. 8th, Nilton Carvalho. And 9th, Gustavo Xavier. 10th is Maximilian Paul. Amazing race from the boys. So, yeah, that is absolutely amazing. I thought we were done with the racing, but let's look now onto the starting grid from the following heat. This is heat 2, so this is positions 2 to I think 18. We go on to the grid right now. In first position we have Lucas Krambea. Second we have Clemon Schmidt. Stefano Pellegrino we have in third. Fourth is Florian Stadtmann. Fifth, Marcus Deutsch. Sixth is Evan Dietzold with a very good qualifying from him. 7th, Benedikt Hochleitner. Then 8th is Mike David Ortmann. 9th, Matthias Baldov. And that is all for this heat. As we go on to Lucas. As we start rolling away from the starting grid behind the pace truck. As we round out the last corner now. And it is green for the second heat in the W12 Sprint Series. It's again Lucas Krumber with a very good start. Behind that is Florian Stadtmann defending or attacking Clemon Schmidt around the outside. It's gonna have to be Stefano Pellegrino up the inside, and we have a spinner there. That is, I think, Florian Stadtmann. Meanwhile, Lucas Krumber is out ahead. We'll have to ask the guys what happened. But Clemon Schmidt is chasing down Lucas in first. Of course, Lucas sets the purple first sector. Evan Dietzold in third. Behind that we have Marcus Deutsch and Mike David Ortmann. So Clemon Schmid is hunting down Lucas. He is 2/10 faster in the second sector. He's gonna slipstream now all the way down this long straight. He's gonna pull out and give him a hard time on the brakes. No, he doesn't. Keeps it clean. As we go now to the next corner, the left-hander is up the hill. Last sector they were both equal. Only 100 in between it. In favor of Clemon. Now first sector Clemon already faster again. All over the back of him. Is he gonna try it down the inside here? He's alongside. He will have the outside for the next corner, which is gonna be the inside for the next. Keeps it down the inside, but thinks the better of it. He has a long straight now to keep in the toe. Maybe wait until the hard braking zone of T1. Oh, I thought he had a disconnect, but he's right up the back of Lucas. Is he gonna try and make that move stick? Down the inside into T1 we go. And he is gonna give him a hard time on the brakes. He's alongside going into the corner, and he's ahead when we're heading to the apex. But a switchback from Lucas, the inside again, which is gonna be the outside for the next corner. Is he gonna be able to stick this one around the outside? No, he isn't. And Clemon Schmid finally has that position to himself. Evan Ditzold behind that, looking to chase down both of these guys. The fastest last sector of anybody he had in the last lap. He is right behind him now. Florian Stadtmann also right behind Benedikt Hochleitner. Is he gonna try and put it up the inside for the next corner, which is quite a slow corner? There's not really an overtaking opportunity, but like we saw here, if you get a good drive out of the corner, you can put it up the inside here. And he thinks the better of it. Maybe the best thing to do. But he has the better exit onto this straight now. The next corner is going to be almost flat out to the right, but he has it before we exit. Which means that we can finally breathe now. And Clemon Schmid still in the lead, but he is under pressure from Lucas Cambert. Amazing drive from both of the guys to keep it clean there in the fight, as we're already over halfway in Heat 2. Oh, as Evan Ditzold behind that has a bit of a moment that is going to lose him some time. And that is going to allow Marcus Dutch to get a little bit closer there. 3/10 lost, 5/10 to P1 even. But Evan Ditzold thus far has had a very good start. He has gained 3 places, just like Mike David Ottman. But up ahead, it's still the closest we have seen so far. Only half a second in it going onto the straight. We head onto the second to last lap now, I think. Not quite the last. It's going to be very, very close. Let's see what kind of pace they can keep up. But on this pace, it's not going to be the last lap. It's going to be the second to last lap. Lucas Cambert absolutely pressurizing Clemon Schmid here in the second heat. This is going to determine if they will start second or fourth in the consolation race. In the feature race, the consolation race is for the guys lower than third. Lucas Cambert still pressurizing Clemon Schmid as everything has settled down finally. We can finally breathe now. What a hectic opening phase of that Heat 2 that was. It's absolutely amazing to watch. So Lucas is now falling back a little bit. Gaps are opening up. Has Mike David Ottman had a moment? Yes, he did. That has demoted him to P7. Oh, his car doesn't look too great. He has had a moment with Benedict Hochleitner, I think. But Clement Schmid still not getting this win for free. He still has to work for it. This is the last lap of Heat 2. It's still Clement Schmid leading the way. After that overtake, oh, but he locks up into this corner, which is going to send him wide, and is going to allow Lucas Cambert to get just that little bit closer. Maybe that little bit of hope that he needed to get onto the last lap. Is Clement Schmid going to be able to hold on to this position? Lucas is gaining through the fast high speed corners, but I don't think it is going to be enough for Lucas. He's going to need a miracle into this last corner. He's going to give it one final dive, but I don't think it is going to be enough. And it's going to be Clement Schmid to take the victory in the Heat 2. It's going to be Lucas behind him and Evan Dietzold right behind him. Markus Deutsch fourth. Florian Stadtmann is fifth. Matthias Baldauf is going to finish sixth. Oh, no, behind that is as Matthias Baldauf goes off. Mike David Ottman finished 7th. Stefano Pellegrino 8th. And Benedict that was going off there in 9th position. Well, guys, I mean, it couldn't have gone any better. As we go on now to the consolation race. We go on to the grid for that race. As we have Mirko Bortolotti in first, second Markus Deutsch, Jens Fiedler in third, Florian Stadtmann in fourth, fifth is Hugo Sass, sixth Matthias Baldauf, seventh is Jan Linz, Mike David Ottman is 8th, 9th is Nilton Carvalho, and 10th Stefano Pellegrino. Gustavo Xavier is 11th, and Maximilian Pohl is 13th on the grid. Now we've had that, we are gonna get ready for the consolation race. As the pace truck gets rolling. 6 minutes was the heat. This is basically gonna be a sprint to determine the position for the next heat, or for the race. And it's green for the consolation race. Mirko Bortolotti absolutely heading clear of the field. Behind that it's Jens Fiedler. Not under attack for Florian Stadtmann, but he is under attack. Oh, and they go off! He goes off. And that is Matthias Baldauf who goes into third right now. Mike David Ottman in fourth. He gets up to that quite quickly, as we have Maximilian behind him as well. Absolute drama into the first corner. Side by side they go through turn 3. He's gonna have the inside for the next corner. He's gonna go ultimately inside. He is gonna have to yield. Oh, but he goes wide there and he's off. He is off. And that is gonna cost him a lot of positions. It's only 5 minutes, this consolation race. The place where you finish here is gonna be the place where you start in the feature race, starting from 6th position. So first is gonna start 6th, second is gonna start 7th, and so on, as we have now Nilton Carvalho. Oh, and onto the straight we have another clash between those two guys, and it seems like Nilton doesn't have a rear wing anymore. His car is badly damaged. But he is still gonna continue. Meanwhile, out in front is Mirko Bortolotti. Behind that, Jens Fiedler with Matthias Baldov. Only 2/10 in them, in between them. Is he gonna look for a move up the inside in the next corner in the slow left-hander? No, he isn't, but he is gonna get the better exit because Jens locks up while he was defending. So he already had the little bit slower of a line on the exit, and now we had the even slower line with that lock up, but he keeps the position. Matthias Baldov is still behind Jens Fiedler. He is gonna get frustrated now with that, as like I said, Nilton Carvalho is nowhere near the pace without that rear wing. Oh, and the big moment there for Matthias Baldov, but he keeps it in a straight line. Is he gonna pull out of the slipstream now and try something down the inside? Jens Fiedler half defensive, but on the brakes, Jens Fiedler loses some time to Matthias Baldov. He seems just a little bit more comfortable on the brakes. He's gonna try it up the inside for the next corner. He is there, he's looking, but he can't quite make the move stick. And meanwhile, all of this battling has allowed Mirko up front to get 3.4 seconds clear of the rest of the field. As meanwhile, behind this, there's only one close fight going on, and that is Maximilian or Jan Linz attacking, I think, Markus Deutsch. I have to say that is a beautiful livery from Jan Linz there. Now down the straight again. So we look onto Jens Fiedler and Matthias Baldov. Matthias Baldov still behind Jens, as Mirko is now absolutely clear of the field. A little bit of a mistake there from Mirko Bortolotti, as he had set a green first sector. Second sector is gonna be, I think, wide. Yes, so that's not an improvement. As he now comes out of the last sector to start the last lap of this consolation race, and we will go on board with him for this lap, the last lap of this consolation race, which is going to put him into, I think, 6th position or 7th position, that is then. The Holden V8 supercar, which it seems like Mirko loves to drive. 2/10 of his personal best in sector 2 or in sector 1. Really have fights going on track at the moment. As it's now gonna be Mirko Bortolotti with a comfortable lead, going into the last corner, getting out of it cleanly and crossing the finish line to finish first in the consolation race. Behind him it's Jens Fiedler, ahead of Matthias Baldov. Behind that it's Hugo, and then Gustavo Xavier. Markus Deutsch ahead of Jan Linz. Very close finish between those two guys, only 2/10. Maximilian, oh, he is struggling, but he keeps it in a straight line to finish 8th in this race. Stefano Pellegrino has finished 9th. Benedict has finished 10th. If he can round off this last corner cleanly. And then we have had all the finishers for this race as he rounds off the last corner cleanly. Which means that we have now had everything, or everyone finishing this race. As we now go on to the big grid, we have seen some amazing racing so far, which I am very thrilled to start the feature race right now. But this is gonna mean that the feature race is gonna be an absolute spectacle. Let's look at the starting grid for this feature race then. On pole position for the feature race, we have Ben Green, who was the fastest in Heat 1 by quite some margin. Then we have Clemens Schmidt, second. Third, Martin Stadtmann. Lucas Cambert, fourth. Marco Zilla in fifth. Sixth, Evan Dietzold. Seventh, Mirko Bortolotti. Jens Fiedler, eighth. Ninth, Matthias Baldau. Hugo Sasse, 10th. Gustavo Xavier, 11th. And then 12th, we have Marcus Deutsch. Jan Lins, 13th. 14th is Maximilian Pohl. Then 15th, we have Benedikt Hochleitner. 16th, Stefano Pellegrino. And that are our starters for this race. That is how they are gonna start. So we're now gonna go on to Ben Green. Alongside him is Clemens Schmidt to start off this race as they round out the last corner now. And it's green, 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 green for the feature race. And we are off 18 minutes of racing on Summit Point Raceway. And it's Clemens Schmidt with a very, very good start. Behind that, can everyone keep it clean? Definitely. Seems like Mirko has stayed where he was. Gonna try and put it up the inside at this corner and gain that valuable position on the start. All over the curb is Evan Dietzold in front of him. So we don't know which Evan Dietzold is side by side with Matthias Baldau. Matthias Baldau is gonna go around the outside, which will give him the inside for this corner and it will give him the inside for the next two as well. But now Matthias Baldau or Jens Fiedler will have the inside. That is all of that settled. Meanwhile, Mirko Bortolotti is a little bit trapped behind. Oh no, he isn't. He actually is pressured by Matthias Baldau. Marco Zilla, as we have a crasher in the background. But it seems like a lot of people still survived this last lap, or at least the first lap, but it's again Ben Green with a healthy margin. Behind him it's Clemens Schmidt, half a second. Who himself has Martin Stadtmann, 8/10 behind him. And then 7/10 behind that is Lucas Cambert for D3 Esports. Bortolotti overtaking Marco Zilla. They are still side by side. Going into this fast left or this fast right hander. Marco Zilla is going to have the better exit. But is it going to be enough into the first corner? It doesn't seem like it. Mirko keeps that place and is up 2 positions from his original starting position. Ben Green absolutely pressurized by Clemens Schmidt, pressurizing him into a mistake, maybe up the inside for the lead of the race. Into the next corner, but he takes the better of it. Lives to fight another day. Ben does. Then we have Clemens Schmidt right behind him. Martin Stadtmann also gaining on this couple. Since they're fighting, that's costing them a lot of time. Now a little bit further back, we have Hugo Sassen just behind Matthias Baldauf. Jens Fiedler also right behind that. Let's look onto the battle. Lucas Cambert now just up ahead of Mirko Bortolotti. He's going to go down the inside. This is for 4th place, and Mirko Bortolotti has that place already. But on braking, as Lucas just steps out the back under braking. They're so easy to do in these V8 supercars. It looks like Mirko is gonna get to the front real quick here. He is already 4th, posting the fastest lap of the race so far on that last lap, as we have a massive battle for the lead. Oh, Clemens Schmidt is off. Clemens Schmidt is off. Oh, and he rejoins the track. Quite an unsafe manner. And oh, as we have absolutely huge events going on now, with Ben Green also off track, and that, would you believe it, has promoted the man who probably you want to put a fight to, otherwise he's gonna run away with it. Mirko Bortolotti now in 1st, with directly behind him Martin Stadtmann, 6 tenths behind him and gaining on the straight, but he has Lucas Cambert up his inside. Is he gonna make that move stick? It looks like it definitely. Ooh, that is close, but he thinks the better of it. Martin Stadtmann tucks in behind him, and he's gonna look for an opportunity to get the pass done back on Lucas Cambert. But this is a very, very nice battle. Martin Stadtmann in a kind of a sandwich now. And like we said, Mirko Bortolotti running away with it now. 1.4 to Lucas Cambert. But Martin Stadtmann is going to have to watch out, because he has Matthias Baldauf right on his ass. Matthias Baldauf gained 5 positions and is really, really, really quick. He is going to go up the inside for P3. Martin Stadtmann has to yield here. Matthias Baldauf is through, and he is now going to chase down Lucas Cambert. As we are into the quiet phase of the race. Oh no, we never have a quiet phase of the race here at W12. As now Clemens Schmidt is under attack from Florian Stadtmann. Oh, and he goes off. Clemens Schmidt again off. Again, Clemens not having the best of days. Hugo is now ahead of him, and that is Jens Fiedler. Martin Stadtmann is ahead of that, and then we have Matthias Baldauf now on the back of Lucas Cambert. Into the braking zone they go. First corner, quite a difficult one. As we see here, Matthias Baldauf goes a bit wide to get a better exit. Both different driving styles from Lucas and Matthias here. It seems like Matthias is just falling away a little bit from Lucas Cambert, but oh, he gains a lot in this section again. Lucas Cambert had a moment there. Mirko Bortolotti, we're just running away with it. 2.3 seconds already, and we still have 10 minutes of this race to go. and he's up the inside, but this Baldov has done it. As he is now going into the pits and he hits the pit wall. That is a massive moment in the race. Matthias Baldov hits the pit wall, and I think that is race over for Matthias Baldov. That is, oh my god, that is the absolute commentator's curse there. I am very sorry, Matthias Baldov, if you're watching this. I am very sorry for jinxing you. You had an amazing race, but yeah, that is just very unfortunate. That took a bit too much speed into the pit lane, and that just had a colossal collision with the tire barrier on the beginning of the pit wall. Now we have Mirko Bortolotti still out in front though. Lucas Cambert is behind him. 3.9 back. But behind that we have Martin Stadtmann, as they are all in now. Is someone gonna hit the pit wall? It seems like no one does. So no one really on another strategy to really make some moves. We had Matthias Baldov, but as we see here, right out of this, Hugo Sasse against Fittler. Oh! As Hugo has to go off track to avoid contact there, but they were side by side coming out of the pit lane, and Jens Fittler, right up ahead of both of them, came through on a full race lap. But it seems like the undercut hasn't worked for Jens to gain something on Mirko. Again, we see the undercut not quite working for the drivers in the race. The overcut is usually more powerful, like Mirko has shown here. So that means now, excuse me for that, that means now that Lucas Cambert is now right up ahead of this, and he is under attack from Hugo. To the slipstream, is he gonna tuck out of it and try something down into T1? It doesn't look like it, is just a bit too far off. But Hugo is gaining on Lucas. As a little bit further back we have Marco Zilla chasing down Ben Green. I think that is a done job. Ben Green should be way faster than Marco Zilla. Lucas Cambert still under attack from Hugo, but still ahead of Hugo. So some great defending here from Lucas Cambert, as the pair of them is gaining on the driver ahead of them, Jens Fittler. Trying it around the outside, that is very brave from him. Doesn't quite work though, but he's all over the back. 700s. Oh, and do they touch there? Is that Hugo off? No, he keeps it on track. But Hugo is getting a bit frustrated now. He wants to get past Lucas Cambert to attack Jens Fittler. 5 minutes to go in the feature race and in the last race of W12. As now with a good exit, Hugo can do it. Like we saw there, he concentrated on the exit very much. Is he going to tuck out of the slipstream, try it down into T1? It doesn't look like he's just a bit too far off. Amazing how close these guys can race for lap after lap after lap. And still, even with the pressure from behind, Jens Fiedler is getting chased down by Lucas Cambert. So that is also well done to Lucas.
Come on, what's this supposed to be? Carvalho, what's supposed to be?
As we have someone who is mad at someone else. Oh, as Hugo does it now down the inside. And he has that position. Now Hugo is free to chase down Jens Fiedler, which is already only 7/10. As Hugo now gets under attack again, goes defensive and they touch again. Hugo is off again, and that gives Jens Fiedler the breathing room. Martin Stadtmann is now up into 3rd position. Maximilian is up into 4th. Clement Schmidt, even though he had an off in the first couple of minutes of this race, he is now back up into 5th. And look who is behind him. Ben Green. The roles are reversed right now. It was Ben Green at the beginning of the race in 1st position, and Clement Schmidt in 2nd. Oh, as we have it this... Oh, we don't. Oh, don't scare me like that, Ben. Oh, he had a moment there. Clement Schmidt. As Ben Green is all over the back of him. Is he going to try down the inside of the next corner? It isn't really an out-braking zone, as he gets unsettled there, which is going to compromise his exit onto this straight. And Hugo is going to try and get down the inside of his teammate. No, he isn't. But is Ben going to go up the inside of Clement Schmidt from a long way back? That doesn't quite work, and now he's under attack from Hugo, who's going to try and put it up the inside for the next corner. Two teammates fighting each other, which all ends well, luckily this time. Very close racing from all of the guys. It's now, I think. Oh, Jens Fiedler here with Martin Stadtmann. He's gonna go defensive, but he has to go into the pits for a penalty. A drive-through. No, he still had to make a stop. That's why he was there. Or he had to make a second stop, which wouldn't be good at all. Martin Stadtmann now in 2nd position, with right behind him Mirko Bortolotti's teammate, in the form of Maximilian Paul. I don't know if they should be. Kazakh's racing team. 1, 2, and 3 for Kazakh's racing team. Absolutely unbelievable. That is absolutely unbelievable. As now Mirko Bortolotti is gonna start the last lap of this race. Amazing drive by Mirko will go on board with Mirko for the last lap again. As we head now down to turn 3, the left-hander. Gonna take this one in third gear, accelerate out of it, use all the track you have. Then this wide short straight into this right, and then a very tight left-hander, which you want to take in second gear to avoid wheel spin on the exit, but also still get a good exit. Then this right-hander, we stay in second gear. We still stay, we go up to third, short shift. And then we go into this left-hander, then we have a long right-hander leading onto a straight, so it's important to get the exit here. Fourth gear, fifth gear, and then we descend down to the last corner. And that was the feature race in the first session, and it's Mirko Bortolotti who takes the victory ahead of Martin Stadtmann, who takes P2. Behind that is Maximilian Paul, Clemens Schmidt, and then Hugo Sass. Lucas Cambea is 6th right now, also finished like that. Marco Zilla is 7th. Ben Green behind that in 8th. Jens Fiedler is 9th. Stefano Pellegrino is 10th. Gustavo Xavier is in 11th position. Evan Ditzold just holding off Marek David Ortmann. And that are your finishers for this race. Well. I think that has been an amazing race. We have seen some amazing overtakes there in that race, as I think we can have the result right now. So we have in first position, we have Mirko Bortolotti. Martin Stadtmann is in second, third Maximilian Paul, fourth Clemens Schmidt, 5th Hugo, 6th is Lucas Cambea, 7th Marco Zilla, 9th Jens Fiedler, and 8th Jens Fiedler, 9th Stefano Pellegrino, 10th Gustavo Xavier. And for the teams, Gazax Racing Team take the top 3 spots as we now go into the draw. That is our top 10. P11 is for Evan Ditzold, Mike David Ortmann, and Ben Green in 13th. 14th is Marco Deutsch. 15th Nilton Carvalho. 16th Matthias Baldauf. 18th Jan Lins, or 17th Jan Lins, and 18th Benedikt Hochleitner. That is the session for us so far. And you can see the standings on screen. Like I said, some amazing racing we had to watch there as we wait on the draw.
Du hast mich um die letzte Kurve rumgeschoben, ne? Wie ich das nicht verloren habe, habe ich mich auch gefragt.
Okay, let's do the draw of the second one.
So we are now gonna go on to the draw.
We do the same procedure. Summit points gone.
So that means we take Summit Point out.
Okay.
And we spin again. Let's see what we are gonna get.
Tsukuba.
So we get Tsukuba as the first draw. Very small circuit.
Lime Rock.
And Lime Rock Park. So we do one other draw, I think. From the cars now. With GTE added to it.
Right, so the LMP2 cannot be raced in Tsukuba. So if Tsukuba will be drawn at the end,
So
we
have
will need to
LMP2.
draw another car.
We can have Porsche 911, GT3, and
Basically the second
GTE.
car that will be selected now. GT3.
GT3, so it will be LMP2 or GT3 race on Tsukuba or Lime Rock Park.
Select the track first.
So we are now going to select the track.
If Tsukuba will be drawn, then it's gonna be GT3. If it's gonna be Lime Rock, we will have a final draw on the cars as well.
It's going to be
Right,
Lime Rock
so it's
Park.
gonna be Lime Rock Park.
We can have the LMP2 racing there.
Let's see what car.
Is it going to be LMP2 or GT3? It's going to be
GT3
at
Lime Rock in GT3. Now we still have to draw the track version for Lime Rock. 1 second. Where is it? There it is, Grand Prix. Okay, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we are gonna race on Lime Rock Park.
Gonna be 2. So version 2 will be Lime Rock Classic.
So Lime Rock
without
Classic.
the chicane in GT3. The server will be online very soon. See you later, guys. Have fun.
Well, that was definitely fun. We definitely had some fun out there today with the V8s. So we are gonna get out of there. We are basically waiting. I don't know if Kevin is already back into his commentator position. We can't go to him right now. So we're just waiting on Kevin. I think we have seen some awesome racing out at Summit Point in the V8s. And I think my colleague is here now. Kevin, are you here?
I'm here.
Well, Kevin, I think we saw some amazing racing out at Summit Point. Also some questionable moments. but I think that was due to the cars being unstable under braking. I think we saw having drivers having issues with the car under braking. But yeah, I think the racing overall has been very, very great. And I think definitely that Miracle will be happy with the result he again put out there.
Yeah, he will be very happy. I mean, it's just what he does. He just capitalizes on mistakes from others. We have seen it time and time again, especially in the reverse grid races. We have seen it a lot where he was really able to capitalize on mistakes from others, and we have seen it in perfect fashion here once again. When the top two drivers, when Ben and Clemens were going off at most more or less the same turn, he was able to take advantage and go ahead, and he never looked back from that point on. He was in the lead, and he had a demanding lead. I mean, it was just above 9 seconds in the end, I think.
Yes, like that.
So yeah, and especially considering he didn't qualify, he had to go through the consolation race as well because he only came fourth in his heat. So he had a lot of work, but he used that extra practice, I'd say, very well, and managed to get the victory. I think the Gazix team as a whole will be pleased. Top 3 drivers, all from the Gazix racing team, so they will be pleased with that result.
Definitely, yeah, they can be very happy. Mirko, Martin, and Maximilian doing a very good job for the Kazakh team, which will give them an even bigger lead in the team's championship. I think Mirko has been... Is he clean? Is he absolutely acing this championship right now?
Well, he is. I mean, he is just very, very, very good with all the cars. You can just see how much he just quickly adapts to the cars. I mean, they are also cars that I think he very much, you can see, very much enjoys. And those are especially cars, especially the V8. You have said it before. It is a car that is notoriously difficult to drive around at high speeds, especially on the braking. We have seen some quite unfortunate moments in the race. I've had Lucas in my chat during the draw, and we were talking just quickly about his incident with Hugo in turn 1, where he just clipped the grass on the outside of turn 1 and in the braking zone, and he just turned and took Hugo with him. And that's just something that happens very easily in especially a combination like V8 on Summit Point.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, and especially with a track like Summit Point with gravel and grass all around the circuit, not even a little bit of a tarmac runoff. It's very difficult to... If you make a mistake, it's an old school circuit, so if you make a mistake, you either go off or take someone else with you and go off, which we saw happening a few times, sadly. But hey, I want to talk about strategy, because we at least caught it, that I think Matthias Baldauf wanted to go into the pit a lap early, but had an absolutely colossal collision with the pit wall.
Yeah, it was quite a heavy impact. We have seen it live on stream as well, because he was the only one going into the pit lane.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it was a bit hectic because they also were very close together at that moment, all the drivers.
Yeah.
And I just switched over to Matthias, and he just absolutely slammed it into the barrier.
Yeah.
And he also got stuck. He had to tow back to the pit lane, which of course wasn't too far away. Lucky for him.
You have some information about how long the tow took him?
I mean, it couldn't have been too long. I mean, he finished the race now in... Yeah, he finished the race in 16th, but he pitted again. He was pretty far up the track. So after the first pit stops from everybody, I think he was second at one time. But he had to pit again.
Are you sure about that?
I don't... maybe I keep like mixing up two drivers at the moment. So maybe that is that.
Yeah, I think it was Marcus who was... Yeah, I think I have never seen Matthias in the top 2 again. There was someone who had to pit really late. I remember that, but it wasn't Matthias Baldov. Otherwise, I would have actually screamed on stream that he was in P2 and had to pit again, because that would have been a stellar comeback drive. But I think when you watch back the stream,
Guys, sorry to interrupt.
yes.
Go ahead.
I think we have a mistake on the server. We have 100% fuel capacity on all cars, so we need to make a new server.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks for the heads up.
no worries.
Will take a few minutes, so please don't take the first one. And
Okay.
all the drivers that joined that one, please to move to the other one. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Dan, are you in already?
I am not in actually.
I was just about to join. Do you want to take that, or shall I join in the meantime?
Yeah, you can join. You can join.
Okay, I'll go in and tell everybody. Let's
Yeah.
see, does it work if I just watch?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take
we'll find
over
out.
for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep talking. It happens in the background anyway.
Okay, but I mean, we saw some amazing overtakes. I want to talk about one especially. I think it was Mirko on. I think it was Lucas. Yeah, he had a massive run out of the last corner. I think that was where Mirko really excelled, because all his moves started really at the last corner with a very good run onto the long straight, and then already being half alongside in going into the braking zone. So being half alongside and then into the braking zone, he just was able to brake later than everyone. I think that is really where Mirko excelled and where he could easily overtake everyone else. But I think it was lap.
That was the thing about this race, and you have seen it from lap 1 in heat 1, I think. That was actually the only place to overtake other cars.
Yep.
It was pretty much clear after that. That was the place where you had to get the exit right, to get alongside and to brake into the first corner.
Yeah.
That was pretty much the only option you had. And we have seen it time and time again. If you get the better exit, which is not easy, Summit Point, that last corner with the V8, you're just on the edge of clipping the grass on the outside, or the gravel trap, I think, is on the outside there, just over the curb. So you're right on the edge. You have to get the throttle just right. Don't push the throttle too hard, because then you spin the car out and crash into the pit wall. So it's not easy to get a good exit there. But if you manage to get a good exit, or at least a better exit than the guy in front of you, you had a great chance at overtaking into the first corner.
Yeah, definitely.
And before that, you had, like, after the first corner, your only job was stay close to the guy in front, and then just nail that last exit, and then you would have him usually.
Yeah.
Because then with a bit of slipstream and everything, it usually wouldn't be such a big problem for drivers. We have seen, I think, not only Mikos, but I think everybody had quite a good time overtaking into the first corner.
Yeah.
But that was the thing you had to get right.
Yeah. I mean, I've driven there last week, I think, with the MX-5. I think it was actually Saturday. And even in those cars, the exit of that last corner is absolutely crucial to overtake, because you can't overtake anywhere else.
Yeah.
T3 up the hill, that left-hander, it's you don't brake hard enough to really make a difference there to get alongside.
No. I was thinking, like, at the point, the left-hander, where in the feature race, where Ben and Clemens went off, so when they were P1 and P2,
Yes.
the left-hander after that is also quite a heavy braking zone, but, like, the run to that left-hander
it's very awkward.
it's very awkward and very difficult. I think I have seen one overtake there, but you would have to, like, you have to get it 100% right. I've seen, I think Hugo Sasse tried an overtake, and he positioned himself after the fast left-hander. He positioned himself on the outside, but like if the guy on the inside just makes a tiny mistake and drifts a bit too far out,
Yeah, you're done. You're
he
done.
he just takes you out. So it is a move that can work, but there has to be 100% like perfection from both drivers to get that one right.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I think most of the drivers just didn't bother with trying that one.
Yeah, definitely. It was quite a difficult one. We saw, I think, a few drivers trying it, and then I think the one who defended was the one who was braking too late. Actually, the one who was attacking, at least it looked for from our point of view, that the one who was attacking always, was gentle and was braking early enough, but the guy who was defending was like, oh shit, he's gonna brake late, so I'm gonna brake even later, and then
Even
overshoots
later, yeah.
that corner. And since there's grass on the outside, you absolutely have no grip whatsoever anymore, and
Yeah.
you just go wide.
Yes.
And it takes an absolute eternity to get back on onto the grey stuff.
Yeah, no, I think we have seen that quite a lot of time, quite sometimes, where the drivers have tried that, but it was a bit too much. So let me see.
Is the new session online yet?
No, but I am in the old session now. I think Mirko is probably not here anymore. No.
No, Mirko will be busy with.
Yeah, he will be setting up the new server. I'm just gonna write the message into that server that it's the wrong one.
Well, while Kevin is doing that, I think going into the first corner, we saw, I think it was, I think it was Ben Green who was fighting with Clement Schmid and doing the switchback on Clement Schmid in the first corner. I mean, I absolutely like that switchback and the patience from Ben. But yeah, just let me know in the chat what you think of it. And, I mean, definitely a highlight of the whole server. Don't you think so, Kevin?
You might have to say that again. I wasn't paying attention.
The move from Clement Schmid on Ben Green into the first corner.
Oh yes.
Which he then overshot slightly, and just slightly. He still made the corner, but it gave Ben enough of a gap on the inside to make the switchback work. I mean, the switchback from Ben there, oh, it's so lovely.
It was good, but I mean, in the end, it didn't quite work out. Clement still
he still got through.
kept his position.
Yeah,
he still got through. But yeah, that was a good maneuver from both of the guys.
Yeah.
That's really where you could see like those two. I think this would have been. I mean, it was a great race nonetheless. But if those two wouldn't have taken themselves out at the same corner, we would have had an amazing race. I think those two would have fought. I mean, they did fight later for P5.
Yeah.
They still kept fighting, still those two. So they were a great. That was a great match.
Yeah,
they had a great fight.
I think when Clements was behind, Clements had the overhand, and when Ben was behind, Ben had the overhand. So it was a really ding-dong battle between those two.
Yeah, it was unbelievably close. It ended pretty bad for Ben in the end, where they had pretty much the same fight going into turn one, but Ben just had a little bit of an oversteer moment, clipped Clement's car slightly, but got the way worse end. So like Ben then spun out, and Clemens, luckily for him, kept driving straight. But they had a great battle all through the feature race, and I would have loved to have seen more, especially for P1, with more at stake. But yeah,
I think those two could have at least given Mirko a real run for his money.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially when you think like if Mirko would have had to fight his way past, I still think Mirko was the fastest driver in the session. He just
so
was.
The session is online. Just some information.
Oh, not that one.
Now don't make the same mistake, you bugger.
Yeah, this time it would be, because the drivers also have to wait on the grid.
Yeah.
If you join as a driver. Well, what was I on about? Yeah, I think Mirko was without a doubt the fastest driver, and by quite a bit the fastest driver in the session tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Ben was quite close.
They were close, but I think you have. I mean, in the practice session, Mirko was, I think, 3/10 in front of P2, and like even more in front of P3. So I think over the whole race distance, Mirko was clearly the fastest driver, and I mean he was still 9 seconds ahead of P2 at the end. So
yeah, but
that does show.
I think that 3/10. I don't think an overspeed of 3/10 you can really get a run for your money then, because with 3/10 you only have one shot, and then after that, if you fuck that up and you get a gap of 7/10, a gap of 4/10 next lap is not enough to overtake into the first corner. So you only really get one shot, and you have to do it with an advantage of 3/10. So I would have loved to seen those two battle, and at least
that's the thing.
Honest, but yeah, Mirko
that's
just ran away with it.
Yeah, of course. No, that's what I meant. So as soon as he was in front, nobody would have caught him. Yeah. That's what I meant. But it would have been great to see him fight against Ben and against Clemens for that P1 spot, because I think those two were probably the closest to him in terms of pace. So they would have given him a real good fight for the positions.
Yeah, very true.
That's what I meant with that. Of course, as soon as he was in front, there was no catching him. Yeah. But as long as he would have been in P3 with those two guys ahead of him, that would have been a great show. That would have been absolutely lovely to watch. Simply lovely.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, this was still lovely to watch, but it would have added another element of entertainment into the race.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, I would have loved to have seen that. I mean, we have quite the interesting race coming up. Maybe let's start talking about that a bit, as we are both joining into the session, I think.
Yes, I am in the session.
Have I picked the right one? I've picked the one with... Maybe I've picked the wrong one again. I don't know. Yeah, I think I've picked the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, we are gonna see some interesting things into the first corner. The first corner is an absolute beast at Lime Rock Park. I've driven there with the LMP2 for the IMSA series once, and I mean it's a handful, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we have a bit of a slower class at least going on this time around. We've got the GT3 cars.
Yeah.
So that's great thing about that is, of course, that this is a class that everybody's very familiar with.
But go on to the TV Cam 1. Just a tip, go on to TV Cam 1 and watch when they come up the hill after the right-hander. Just watch them. Watch the cars. That is gonna give some real trouble.
Yeah, I mean that's quite the jump they have there.
That is not normal.
Luckily, yeah, I mean that's Lime Rock Park for you, especially with the fast version because we don't have the chicanes in it.
Yeah, but can you imagine the LMP2s around here? If we would have drawn that, they would have went flying.
Yeah, I mean the LMP2's got a lot of downforce, so that's of course helping as well with not taking off. Voice crack. So that helps with that. So I don't think they would have taken it. So I don't think that would have been a big problem there, actually. but I mean, I'm glad to see the GT3s. I'm always a fan. I mean, I love fast cars, don't we all? But
Yeah.
the racing in those. I mean, GT3 is still a fast class. Don't get me wrong. But the racing in the slower classes is always just great. It's with terrible disappointment that we don't have the TCR class, that the drivers decided against it. I would have loved to seen that. I love just a pure racing with those slower classes.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love it.
I mean, TCR at this track would have been amazing. But hey, what could have been, should have been, would have been. I mean,
I'm still in the wrong one.
it can't because.
How many times do I need to pick the wrong server? It's unbelievable.
Are you in the wrong one?
Yeah, I've picked.
Am I in the right one? Is the question.
I don't know. I was in the one that was posted later, but there was nobody in there.
Mirko Bortolotti is in here, so this should be the good one. He is driving, so this is the good one then.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. I've got a bit of a problem, obviously. Does he have a time in yours, or is he just driving?
He does.
Okay, then I am definitely in the wrong one.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting with our qualifying graphic, because this lap is 47 seconds.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I was very confused by the qualifying, even in the last race, to be honest.
I couldn't watch it because I was a driver, so I couldn't watch them qualifying. So I had to talk 5 minutes to a camera and inform them who was on pole position. So.
Oh yeah, because it's a lone qualifying, so that's why you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly.
That's of course.
That's why I don't like lone qualifying in league races. To be honest, I like that you need to find that little bit of track space, but here with a 47-second lap, that is gonna be difficult, man.
That is gonna be very difficult, I think. We will see how they will get on. We will definitely see the just amazing to watch start of qualifying, when all the cars will be rushing out as fast as possible out of the pit lane.
That is absolutely amazing to watch every time.
Yeah, that's just proper fun to watch. Even if it's not like it's like one of the most fun parts of the whole evening. I think I get your point about the open qualifying, to be honest. I think it's great that we have like this mix, that we have the lone qualifying, because with the open qualifying, of course, you get more than one shot, especially now with just a 40-second or 50-second lap. You have a couple of laps to get a really fast one in. The thing with our lone qualifying,
Mirko is his champion long jump. Oh my god.
Okay, I can't wait to show it on stream. So, guys, if you want to see multiple views, because we are not looking at the same stuff during the race, most definitely not.
That is true.
Definitely also open up like the English stream. You can you can mute the one you don't want to listen to, but definitely open up the second stream, because it's also like a different viewpoint on the whole thing. So I would definitely recommend that.
Gonna quickly. Oh, we're too late, sad. Oh, we're not too late. Yeah, we were sadly a little bit too late.
What did we miss? Is it?
No, I switched over to the racing scene, but I was sadly a little bit too late there to cover the jump from Mirko. So I'm gonna let it run for the full 47 seconds and then watch Mirko jump again.
Yeah, he's definitely. If that was on his fast lap, but now you can. That's gonna be some carnage in the race.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you lose control of the car if they go too wide in there. I can't see good stuff coming out of that, to be honest. It's gonna be interesting, guys. Keep watching. That's gonna be absolutely interesting. Okay, now I'm finally in the right one.
Finally, I was waiting for you the whole time in the
Yeah,
commentary
yeah.
booth, and I was like, when is Kev finally coming in? And I even left the door open for you. I made you a cup of coffee, and still it
that's
took
nice.
you so long to come to the fucking commentary booth, man.
What was that about not swearing in our streams?
Yeah, you can once or twice, but
Yeah.
not.
I see.
not-
I see where this is going. The young guns always with their foul mouths. Of course, us elderly statesmen, we know when to
Ooh,
swear
there
and
goes
when not.
Mirko. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna switch over on my stream as well. If iRacing decides
This
to
is an
start off.
incredible shot. Mirko was.
Yeah,
off.
we're gonna.
Go on.
Yeah, we're gonna watch. I'm gonna open it up for my viewers now as well. We've got the times on the screen. Also ihr habt jetzt alle Zeiten am Bildschirm und ich lasse euch jetzt die Practice Session ein bisschen verfolgen. Ich werde aber weiterhin mit Dan, oh, da ist der Unfall.
Das ist.
Werde weiterhin mit Dan noch ein bisschen sprechen. Wir werden dann wieder zum vollen deutschen Stream switchen, wenn wir im Qualifying sind. I was just saying to my stream that I'm gonna switch over to the live feed from the track, but until qualifying starts, we're going to stay together for the talking bit.
I can't be.
Because, yeah. But the people are going off unbelievably, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Can't keep it on the track at the moment.
It is. Oh man. He hop.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Yeah. You're
That's
watching
quite-
Maximilian Paul?
Yeah, I was
Had
just.
a massive jump. Even.
Yeah, that
bigger
was
than-
good.
Yeah, even bigger than I saw Mirko do.
And you can see with how much. I mean, GT3s also have quite a bit of downforce.
Yeah, they do. They
But
do
there
these
you can
days.
see how much speed they are taking through that corner to actually take off a bit over that bump.
Well, I mean,
Unbelievable.
it is a severely. Yeah, it is a
Yeah, it is.
quite a big angle on top of the hill. Here we're gonna see it again with a slow Porsche now in front of him.
Oh yeah, that was a jump.
Yeah,
All
that
four
is-
of the ground.
that is unbelievable.
That was pretty hefty.
I mean, this
and
would
I
never
just
be
realized-
safe. This would never be safe in real life.
No, they wouldn't. That's why they probably put the chicanes in there. And there goes the Porsche.
Oh, he kept that on track. That is some amazing driving, to be honest.
Yeah, the guys are doing a really good job. Who was it? Jan Linz from
Yeah.
Fachautotech Esport.
Again,
Great
Jan Linz
job.
having some bad luck there.
Yeah, I mean it's a practice session, so he won't be too bothered about that, I think.
So I'm gonna switch onto this scene again now. I mean,
Let's see how it looks.
seeing those
That's
jumps.
quite the onboard camera. Oh, now he slows down. Now he slowed down, Maximilian Paul.
I mean,
We got there Martin in his BMW. Let's see.
with those jumps, I'm not looking forward to commentating the start because I almost lost my. Man, at the beginning of Heat 1 and 2, I almost fucking lost my voice.
Yeah, I'm feeling it now. I need to keep drinking water in between because my throat is really starting to burn.
Yeah, mine too. Because you're really, when it's close, you get into the action and you really start shouting. At least I have.
Yeah, I have as well. You can trust me on that one. There was quite the action going on. I'm gonna switch over because that's a car I really love driving in iRacing, the McLaren MP4 12C GT3.
I have never
One of my
driven it.
favorite. Oh, it's amazing. It's so different from the other GT3s.
In
it's-
which way?
It's very direct. It's more like, it feels more like an open wheeler than a GT car.
Sorry, my mistake.
It's very the steering and everything is just very direct. It's very It's very snappy. It's actually a lot of people do have quite the difficulties with this car, and it's not easy to drive, I think, especially because it's so different from the other GT3s. But oh, that also has a good jump,
Wow.
and I mean I love the look of it, of course, especially in our ASR Lackierung livery.
Yeah.
I think it looks, of course, amazing, and no, I think it's a great car to drive, and I'm happy to see it. Not, I mean, 3 McLarens. That's quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Usually don't see that many in a GT3 race. Maybe 1 or max 2, but 3 is actually pretty good.
Quite a lot. It's quite a lot.
Another car that I would like to point out, because that's really one you don't see in GT3 racing, is the Ford.
Yes, that is my favorite car. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. I was looking at Maximilian Paul, and oh man, he lost control now, and that is what we can expect. I'm actually not looking forward to the feature race now.
It's gonna be good fun. Oh, the Ford also has good airtime. Clemens Schmidt taking the Ford to good heights. I mean, P5, very good time at. Oh my God! Even on the way to the last turn, holy moly! That was quite the jump going down. So the Ford GT3 actually having 2 jumps on this track. That's of course good to know.
How is that then?
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I'm watching it now, but so the Ford is even more tricky, and he still puts it in P5.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Clemens, also a very good driver. Also one of the real racing drivers.
Yeet.
Oh, look at that jump! That is absolutely amazing. I mean, look at that. That's just... Yeah, and now going down... Ah, this time not. Last time he actually... He jumped. But maybe he had a small mistake there. But I mean, that Ford GT3... It's amazing that... Oh, look at it! He puts it on P2. What a lap by Clemens. He puts the Ford into new heights.
That is... he is the... No, he's not the only. Benedikt Hochleitner is also in the Ford.
Also in the Ford, yes. Sadly, at the moment down in P18.
Yeah,
but of course...
18, only 1.14 seconds off P1, which is Mirko. I think this is
Mirko.
Very close.
Oh my God, Mirko again with the jump. That is going to be interesting.
And
that is really going to be interesting.
Look at the top of the scoring board. We have Clemens and Maximilian on the same lap. They have exactly the same best time.
Yeah, just the thousandths of a second are not quite the same.
Yeah.
So two thousandths of a second separating Clemens and Maximilian here. Of course, yeah, that's at the front. But yeah, Mirko again with such a... That's a crazy time. I mean, he's again taking almost 4/10 out of P2.
Wow!
What a jump!
I mean,
he's really hammering it.
This is the first car I've seen getting all 4 wheels off the track.
It has happened already a few times. I've seen Paul do it as well. But yeah, of course, I mean, that's when you like really push it. So again, 47.0, so also that time with that jump would have been enough to catch, to get first place.
So that means
that Mirko is...
But I have a question for you, because I wasn't here last race. Did Mirko, or has Mirko won every race until this race yet?
No. He hasn't won last time around. Every race. Because in Suzuka, the second race, I think, he had a crash in the last corner, in the reverse grid.
Yes, I was there.
And
I pit lane, even pushing it there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's also something you have to practice. Don't forget. It will come. It will be interesting. We know what can happen if you don't practice the pit entry. We have seen it last race. Wow, Ugo Sasse also taking a bit of the wall on the exit of the jump. So that's also something that can very easily happen. Let's see who is going around which car. We have one Ferrari on the track, Nilton Carvalho, in 8th place in his Ferrari 488 GT3 for the SLC Mivano Junior team.
Wow, all 4 wheels off the ground also.
That Ford is absolutely flying, of course. And he's making it fly.
Yeah.
Let's see how the Ferrari is taking the jump. He was a bit
Only one Ferrari in here.
timid, yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
not comfortable enough to push it over the jump. Maybe that's
Yeah,
where he's
maybe-
losing a little bit of time to the guys ahead.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe. I mean, he pits now, so he didn't seem like he was pushing the car fully. Let's look at Stefano Pellegrino, the only Mercedes. So out of all the cars that have only one entry, it's the Ferrari and the Mercedes, and not the Ford or the McLaren. That's of course pretty amazing
Yeah, true.
to think about.
Porsche also only has 2.
Yeah, also the
And
Porsche,
Only
surprisingly.
1 Lamborghini.
And also one Lamborghini only, yeah, of course. So what, yeah, the BMW is, and the Audi is again, yeah, also 3 cars. So the BMW is definitely one of the more represented cars,
Yeah.
followed by the McLaren and the Audi. And then we have 2 Porsches, 2 Fords, 1 Mercedes and 1 Ferrari. And I mean, but the single entries, Pellegrino and Carvalho,
Oh, as they
As-
go off.
as they both got pretty brilliant, I mean, they are doing good. So you couldn't actually say that the Mercedes or the Ferrari are bad cars or anything. I mean, Pellegrino P7, Carvalho P8.
Yeah.
That's some good positions.
I haven't
mean-
seen a Porsche take the jump yet. They have quite a short wheelbase, don't they?
Yeah, and a very light front end, of course, because there's nothing in there, because the engine is at the back. Watching Marco Zella right now. He's coming up to the jump. Let's see how he takes it. Oh yeah, he also takes off at the front. That looks good. Also the BMW at the back.
So what you're
Some
saying
good stuff
is
there.
that cars that have the engine in the front are actually a bit stable over the jump?
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense because looking at Stadtmann right now in the BMW, that doesn't seem to really happen. But I mean, if you talk about, the weight distribution, I think, will be pretty equal. I mean, I think the manufacturers try to get it 50-50 as best as possible.
Yeah.
So I don't think there will be much different actually between it. But, like, the mid-engine cars, I mean, if you think about it, the front-engine cars should be the ones that lift off the least.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I don't think we have really. Yeah, if I look at the BMWs, which are front engines, I don't really see much happening there. So, practice session is over. So
Yes.
we will go back to our usual commentating roles, and I will go back into the German one, and I hear you after the race. Have good fun.
Good luck. Have fun. As all the cars now head onto the grid. So now we should be able to see the new graphic. I hope so, at least. I don't know if we actually can. I hope so. Let's say it like that. Yes, we can. There we have it. The new graphic on the bottom of the screen. Martin Stadtmann. Is green everywhere. Mirko Bortolotti now crossing the finish line. 47.425 is the fastest lap currently. Mirko not the fastest. Oh, this is absolutely wow. Mirko with the 2 fastest sectors, but he lost a lot in sector 2 and sector 4. Mirko Bortolotti. He goes first with a gap of 2/10. We have now Martin Stadtmann. Mirko again going faster in sector 1, going purple, but not in sector 2. He does not improve in sector 2. Sector 3 also doesn't improve. And sector 4 coming up to the line now. And he does improve. It's 10 minutes of qualifying, 5 minutes already done. Ben Green going on to P8. Martin Stadtmann getting closer to Mirko. Martin Stadtmann 3 times in green. Florian Stadtmann. What is he gonna do? Across the line. 48.7, 7/10 off, but he gets 1 position. Ben Green also improving. Mirko Bortolotti is not improving at the moment. 47.096 is what he has standing at the moment. Oh, we have a car going off on the uphill section. Florian Stadtmann is improving though. He improved in the second sector. Is he gonna be able to make something of this lap? It doesn't seem like it. No, he doesn't improve his fastest lap by quite some margin. Marco Zilla, he is improving though. He is the best Porsche at the moment. Porsche are not going that well, to be honest, here in this session and in the last session. She is improving in the McLaren. And he does not improve his position. Jan Lins comes across the line in his Porsche. He shoots himself up into 15th. Clement Schmid. He is purple in sector 2 and he goes second. Only 1.5 tenths off of Mirko Bortolotti. As he goes again, as we have 3.5 minutes left of qualifying. Lucas Cambert in 14 now. He does not improve. Benedict Hochleitner also doesn't improve. Milton Cavallo has the fastest sector time in sector 3 right now. Arend Blaumeyer, can he improve across the line? 48.8. So that still keeps him in 19th position. Mike David Ortmann still hasn't set a lap time and hasn't been out there. So we have Maximilian Pohl on allowed lap. What is it gonna be for him? As he starts his lap in a bit. He's now heading on to the long straight. Mirko Bortolotti is again improving. Currently has a 47.096 and he gets a 47.028. Man keeps improving 2.5 tenths to P2 right now. But we have Maximilian Pohl on a new lap. Florian Stadtmann and Stefano Pellegrino all improving. Martin Stadtmann not improving, but this Maximilian Pohl is also not improving as he gets it all wrong there. Mirko Bortolotti fastest in sector 1 again. Can he improve again? That is the question. Mirko Bortolotti getting onto the straight with a nice toe now. That is gonna help him. And he gets a 48.0. Which does not help him to the fastest time. Lucas Cambert does shoot himself up into P10. Harald Bloemeyer 16th, but he is improving. Only needs to improve 2 thousandths. If you do not count Mirko, there are 18 cars within a second, which is absolutely amazing. As we have had qualifying, drivers can end their lap now. Oh no, they can't actually. And this is our grid then. So, heat 1. We will have a grid of Mirko Bortolotti in first, second Clement Schmid, third is Maximilian Pohl, fourth is Martin Stadtmann. Hugo Sasse is fifth, Ben Green sixth, seventh is Matthias Baldauf, eighth is Florian Stadtmann, Gustavo Xavier in ninth position, Lucas Cambert in 10th, Harald Bloemeyer is in 11th, and 12th is Jens Fiedler. Then we have a row behind that, Benedikt Hochleitner ahead of Marco Zilla in 14th position. 15th is Nilton Carvalho. Stefano Pellegrino in 16th. Evan Dietzold is in P17. P18 is Marcus Deutsch. Jan Lins is in P19. P20 is David Ortman to round off the grid. That is the grid for Heat 1. Yes. Go to Martin Stadtmann. Already on the grid. Heat 1, where I think everyone can get through without a pit stop. In the feature race they won't. But we will get a rolling start with Mirko Bortolotti on pole position. As we head now on to the formation lap. We are now on the formation lap. Mirko Bortolotti, of course, he is in first again. But we have Clement Schmidt in the fourth alongside that, which is a very, very good qualifying for him in a Ford. As we come now on to the last corner to start off Heat 1. As we round out the last corner now. As Mirko Bortolotti can lead the field to green, and he can decide when he goes to green, and he goes now. It's green for Heat 1 in server 2. 40 minutes of Lime Rock Park in the GT3s, as we see Clement Schmidt with a terrible start behind Mirko Bortolotti, and it's, I think, Martin Stadtmann around the outside of him. That move is never going to work in that corner unless you have a certain amount of overspeed, which Martin Stadtmann did not have. In third, he is currently gained a position on Maximilian Pohl, behind him in the one and only Lamborghini in this race. Now we get over the jump for the first time. Everyone getting over cleanly, we hope. No one losing control. And Mirko is already heading clear of everyone else here in the first lap, already 1.5 seconds ahead of Clement. But Clement obviously had to fight Martin Stadtmann into the first corner, which already lost him, I think, a second. Look at that, the pace from Mirko is absolutely blazing. Behind that we have Ben Green pressurizing Maximilian Pohl. Marco Zilla is in 13th in the Porsche, pressurizing the second, or I think, yeah, the second Benedikt Hochleitner, the second Ford. Mirko Bortolotti 1.3 seconds clear. He is getting reeled in by Clement Schmidt now. But that could just be because Mirko made a mistake. And the train is forming behind Clement. Definitely Martin Stadtmann is the first one behind him. But that Ford is very, very wide. Actually, it seems like the Ford from Clement is now getting away from Martin Stadtmann as we go over the jump for the second time now, or the third time. And Martin Stadtmann still not closing on Clement Schmidt, so he has to stay into that slipstream range to gain a bit on the straights, because he's not going to make the difference in the corners as we can see currently. Bortolotti not getting away easily this race, but this is only heat 1, so he doesn't have to take any risk. Feature races after this. Which will be, I think, 20 minutes of racing, and then we will be done. We're already 4 minutes done almost from the first heat. There will be no second heat. But Martin Stadtmann and Clement Schmidt now getting into their rhythm. And now a group behind Maximilian Pohl in the Lamborghini is forming. A BMW, or I think four BMWs and an Audi, very mad behind Martin Stadtmann, trying to get past. Very close, getting onto the jump. Maximilian, that is very, very close. Who's also gaining is Clement Schmidt. He is just putting out, in the Ford. The Ford seems to be very fast over a race distance. At least faster than the Audi of Mirko Bortolotti. Again posting the fastest sector 1 time is Clement Schmidt in that last lap. Oh, a big jump from the Audi, the Ford and the BMW. Getting onto the straight, as here is where the Ford really seems to excel in this last sector. 15:36 is what he had in the last sector last time around. And this time it is going to be 15:43. So that is 700 slower. But still gaining on Mirko Bortolotti as we have a Ford off. I think that is the second Ford. Very close behind Mirko now. Clement Schmidt, this is... Who would have thought that Mirko would have had a challenger in this race? I don't think Mirko himself would have even thought about it. It seems like Clement Schmidt just has the pace to attack Mirko Bortolotti, and it's definitely in that last sector that he catches up every time. As behind that now Hugo Sasse is right behind Ben Green in the BMW. But we are gonna go to that lead battle, of course, which is getting very, very close. ASR Blau. So ASR Blue in English, that is ASR Blau in German. Is fighting for victory here against Bortolotti. It's Clement Schmidt with the slipstream now, 2.5 tenths back on the long straight. He's going to try something down the inside of the first corner. Yes, he is going to try a dive. Mirko saw that coming, left the door open a little bit. Maybe not the right way of defending, but it is respectful. Both drivers trying to get through this as clean as possible. Mirko Bortolotti under pressure from Clement Schmidt. I don't know what this is, but Mirko just doesn't seem to have the pace in this race. And it's just Clement Schmidt putting out qualifying lap after qualifying lap. And he is right behind Mirko Bortolotti. Mirko making a mistake into that second to last corner. Now the last corner is usually where Clement Schmidt excels, but onto the straight, it doesn't seem like Clement Schmidt has enough. Mirko Bortolotti just getting the edge again. Oh, he's gonna try it down the inside again. Mirko goes wide, but he can cut in more narrow. But now they're side by side. Around the outside is he gonna have to go? Clement Schmidt. Mirko's gonna have, yeah, Mirko's gonna force him the long way around, which works for the moment. But Clement Schmidt is sticking behind like he's glued to him with a rope. And this is gonna be his chance. He is closer than ever going into the last corner of... This is it? This is it. Or alongside, I think. He is alongside and he is ahead of Mirko Bortolotti. He's gonna force him out wide. Mirko has to yield there. And Clement Schmidt is through. Mirko Bortolotti denied second. Started first, had a very good qualifying, but the Ford, that lonely Ford from Clement Schmidt, is up into first position. Amazing driving from the Austrian. That is absolutely amazing. And it's, look at the gap he already has to Mirko. Mirko is struggling this race. Who would have expected that? I think no one would. But it's 1.8 seconds already. Maximilian Poll into the pits. Just like Florian Schattmann, he is also into the pits. Jan Lins now getting by all three of them. Clement Schmidt, he is getting away from everyone else. He is putting down qualifying lap after qualifying lap. He's so consistent. Last lap was 1.9 faster than Mirko Bortolotti. He definitely isn't a pancake. Go on board for a bit with Clement Schmidt. In that Ford, amazing interior camera. That is just amazing to see as he is now going into the pit lane for a fresh tank of fuel. Clement Schmidt. Seems like Mirko Bortolotti is continuing. Oh, as we see someone go off, is that Martin Stadtmann? That is Martin Stadtmann. The best BMW in the race a long while. had gone off at T1. T1 can be a bitch. If you get on the grass with your left side, with one of your left side wheels, you're almost done. You're done for. Mirko Bortolotti getting into the pits this lap, I think. Then. No, still continuing. I mean, I think he is saving a lot. He is saving a lot of fuel, and that means that he has 2 laps to go now to finish this all off without pitting, and that would be a master strategy. Clement Schmidt putting in qualifying lap after qualifying lap now to try and gain everything he can on Mirko Bortolotti. Is he gonna have to pit is the question. I don't think so. And I think that he can just drive this around till the end. He now has an 18-second lead, so if he wants to, he can even slow down and wait until the checkered flag is waved on the pit straight, which I don't think he is gonna do. But it is an option if he wants to, and if he doesn't know if he's gonna make it on fuel. We'll see now. Is Mirko Bortolotti going to have to pit? No, he isn't. He's going to start the last lap as the leader. And there is some beautiful tactic work. He is absolutely... It's white flag, definitely, in Heat 1. And it's going to be Clement Schmidt in 2nd place. And it's going to be Mirko Bortolotti, one of the only ones who hasn't pitted yet. Together with Matthias Baldauf, also hasn't pitted. But he has to do some major fuel saving. And it's Clement Schmidt closing up behind, but it's never going to be enough. 19 seconds back. But this is the last lap, and he has only 1 corner to go. Amazing driving by Mirko Bortolotti. He takes the victory in Heat 1. And that means that he will be reversed to, I think, 10th place in the next race. That is just amazing strategy by Mirko Bortolotti, and sad for Clement Schmidt that he couldn't end it off. But even with saving, Mirko was faster than Clement there in the last laps. Blomeyer, oh, they're all finished. Stefano Pellegrino just behind Gustavo Xavier. And that was Heat 1. I am very much looking forward to the feature race. We have a warm-up in between, which doesn't mean a lot. Drivers can go out since this is a short lap, but it isn't going to gain them anything. And I think no one is going out in this warm-up session. No one is. So that gives me some time to talk about that race. I mean, we saw some amazing strategy work done by Mirko there. It was amazing to see. I thought, what is he doing? Why isn't he pitting? But he was able to save, I think, at least he saved 3 or 4 laps with that. And that is absolutely amazing to see that some strategic work is also able to win you a race in these series. But we will reverse the grid now for the next one. And we'll see the grid shortly, as some cars did go out for absolutely nothing. So we have the grid for you guys here right now. I'm gonna show it to you. So it's reversed. I think, isn't it? Oh, yeah. It's reversed top 18 even. So, we have in first position Marcus Dutch, then Benedict Hochleitner in second. Third, we have Stefano Pellegrino. He would have hoped for a little bit better luck. Clement Schmidt starting 17th ahead of Mirko now. Gustavo Xavier in 4th, 5th Jens Fiedler, 6th is Evan Ditzold, 7th Nilton Carvalho, Aaron Blomeyer is in 8th, 9th is Martin Stadtmann, and 10th is Florian Stadtmann. Marco Zilla is in 11th place, Lucas Camber 12th, 13th is Matthias Baldauf, Hugo Sasse is in 14th, 15th is Ben Green, 16th Maximilian Paul, Clement Schmidt and Mirko Bortolotti are 17th and 18th respectively. Jan Lins 19th, and to round it all off, I think it's Mike David Ortman in 5th or in 20th. That is the grid for you guys. So we now go on to our leader Benedict Hochleitner and see how he will start this race, as we will go green in a bit for the last time this fine evening, as Marcus Dutch is keeping him honest. I think Benedict Hochleitner is second. Yes, he is, as the pace car goes into the pit lane. And we are going green for the last time this evening for the feature race. 20 minutes of pure racing at Lime Rock Park. And then we'll be done for tonight. It's Marcus Dutch in first position, but that is Benedict Hochleitner. Then it's Gustavo Xavier, Stefano Pellegrino, and that is Benedict Hochleitner. RP2 goes off. Again, a bad day for him in the office. Benedict Hochleitner in both races in the second server doesn't perform to his best. Marcus Dutch still in first position, as behind him now is Gustavo Xavier. If we have to look back, Mirko Bortolotti already up into 13th. He has gained a lot of positions at the start there, from 18th up to 13th. That's 5 positions in 1 lap. And he still wants to gain more and more and more, but he has to stay patient, as we have another spinner there. That looks to be Xavier, Gustavo Xavier. Mirko putting in purple sector times. Now he will be pushing to the max. Down the inside for this corner he goes. And that gap is eventually going to close, but he pulls out of it. 12th already, which is definitely not bad, but the speed of these cars at this track, it's just something else, man. Clement Schmidt just now coming up behind the Audi of Marco Zilla, Marco Zilla. Marcus Dutch still in first position, 1.6 seconds. Matthias Baldauf, 5 BMWs together, all fighting. with Ben Green going side by side up the hill over the jump. And Ben Green gets that position from Florian Stadtmann. Behind him now is Florian Stadtmann pressurizing him because he gets pressurized by Lucas Camber. And we have a spinner in the background there. Martin Stadtmann is off. Also a bad day out for him. And the BMWs are falling back like rotten apples. It seems like Mirko Bortolotti has slowed down, or is being slowed down with his rise up a bit. Again, they jump over that hill. 47, 7, 8, 9. Fastest lap from Mirko Bortolotti at the moment. Is he gonna try something down the inside? No, he isn't quite close enough. Lucas Camber at the end of this BMW train. 4 BMW cars as we have another spinner there and a Ferrari going off. Absolute carnage. The only Ferrari going off with the only Mercedes. All loners are falling back. These are all positions from Mirko Bortolotti and Clement Schmidt. They are now 9th and 10th respectively. Mirko trying to gain on Marco Zilla. As we have 4 minutes already done. It goes so fast on this small track. Especially when the racing is so close with these guys. Amazing racing. Just in front of his Marco Zilla. Is he going to go for the move? Lucas Camber defense, so he has to go the long way around. That's going to make him vulnerable for Mirko. But Mirko himself has to watch in his mirrors because Clement Schmidt is coming through. Clement Schmidt now has someone on his inside, and that was Maximilian Pohl, and he is gone. He is off track. We obviously don't know what happened there, but that was something you don't want to see. As you just don't get time to settle down. Florian Stadtmann, is he going to try and make a move around the outside of Lucas Camber? Is going to have to go around the outside of Florian Stadtmann. Can he make it stick? He has the inside for the next corner. He's still there, but decides the better of it. And it seems like both Mirko and Clement are they can't get past. And we can't catch a break. Marco Zilla getting pressurized by Mirko Bortolotti, but at the same time also looking forward to Lucas Camber in the BMW. Lucas Camber now, is he going to dive down the inside? Yes, he is. He's going to try and make that move, but he doesn't quite make it stick. As now around the outside, can he make that move stick? No, he can't. Amazing close racing for these guys. Oh, and the BMW gets shoved out wide. Can Mirko Bortolotti make something of that? Yes, he can. But now, Clement Schmidt, can he come through as well? He is right at the back of him. Is he going to try and do it into the next corner? No, he isn't. Thinks the better of it. Oh, Clement Schmidt going off there. That is Lucas Camber who had gone off there. That is sad to see. Lucas was running a very, very good race. As we have seen a lot of accidents this race. With back markers and everything. And we're only 7 minutes into this 20-minute race. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know what to say about this. It's Marco Zilla with Mirko Bortolotti behind him, Clement Schmidt behind that, and this is for 6th place. So we're not even halfway through, but the gap to P1 for Mirko is 5.3 seconds. And I personally don't think that he is gonna make that time up just by being fast. And he's going down the inside of Marco Zila right now. Is he gonna make that move stick? Yes, he is. And he is now up into 6th position. Right ahead of him is Ben Green. Can he also take that position? No, he can't. He has to wait for next lap because there isn't really an overtaking opportunity in the next part of the track. And again, like we saw last race, the most overtaking is done into the hard braking zone of T1. But he has to stay close to Ben Green. 5th position, already gained 12th position, Mirko. Clement Schmidt behind, Marco Zila still. And now is he gonna try and launch one down the inside of Ben Green? He's gonna have to move late. He is down the inside of him. And he has that move done before the apex of the corner. So quite comfortably past Ben Green. Mirko Bortolotti up into 4th, so someone has made a pit stop. It's Evan Ditzold who has made a pit stop in his McLaren, as now also Clement Schmidt is past Marco Zila. Mirko Bortolotti in 4th, 4.12 to the leader. Matthias Baldauf is right ahead of him, which we know isn't. He is a very tough cookie. Clement Schmidt, it's gonna be fun. Evan Ditzold, where is he gonna come out? He has already made his pit stop. He's currently 25 seconds behind the leader, which will give him the lead back when when all the others pit. And he has some clean air now, so he is gaining. And he is setting fastest purple sectors. Evan Ditzold for FBP Racing is currently making up ground. 26.3 is the gap to P1, which isn't too much. The gap to Mirko isn't growing though. Mirko also in traffic, very fast. But he doesn't care about that. Mirko Bortolotti just set the fastest lap time, 47.485. As he is now right behind them, as a few other cars are now making their pit stops. And as we see, Ditzold is the first one of all that have made their pit stop to... He's the first of the one who have made their pit stop. He is currently in 10th position. Trying to put in some good laps. Someone who's also putting in some good laps is Mirko Bortolotti, now in some traffic. So maybe this is a good time to pit. And they are gonna lose a lot of time here, because they had a spinner right in front of him, but he gained the position. That was Marcus Dodge, who was spun or span around there. Jens Fittler, the only one in front of him now in the BMW. He can see him, he can hunt him down. Less than a second. He is ahead of him now. Evan Ditzold, still the first of everyone to pit. And there he goes. Mirko Bortolotti gets gifted the first place. Is he gonna stay out long and try and make something of this? Try and gain some time and have a shorter pit stop. Is that what Mirko Bortolotti is doing right now? Jens Fittler, is he gonna come out ahead of Ditzold? It doesn't look like it. Evan Ditzold. It's gonna be close, it's gonna be close with Fittler. No, he gets that. Mirko Bortolotti now catching up to some traffic. Evan Ditzold with Jens Fittler. Jens Fittler is actually the best out of all the one who have pitted. So this battle is for the provisional lead. Oh, and that McLaren, they're jumping over that crest. As behind there is Clement Schmid. Mirko is gonna have to watch out as Mirko is now in the pits. He's now gonna get onto the exit. And here they come. Has he made it? Has he made the undercut work? Yes. Yes, he did. Mirko Bortolotti made the undercut work. He had a beautiful in-lap and a shorter pit stop. He may be short fuel, so he has to save now maybe, but that has given him the provisional race lead. Although Matthias Baldau is now into the pits. As he is into the pits now. What can he make of this? 25 seconds. That is going to be very, very close with Mirko Bortolotti. He was stationary for quite a while there. Where is Mirko? Mirko's coming onto the straight right now. I think Matthias Baldau has that covered. He has that covered, yes, and the overcut has worked for Matthias Baldau. So now these two are battling it out for the lead of the race. Mirko Bortolotti against Matthias Baldau in the BMW. It's Audi against BMW. Behind that is Jens Fiedler against Evan Dietzold for third place. Oh, as we have Ben Green spinning there again. That man can't catch a break. But it's Mirko Bortolotti now who is really gonna have to chase down Matthias Baldau, as it's now Evan Dietzold right behind Jens Fiedler. Is he gonna try and make the move into T1? I think he's just a bit too far back. 3.5 tenths is just a bit too much to make that move into T1. But he is closing, he is definitely closing on Jens Fiedler. Mirko Bortolotti not gaining a lot. So we're now into the quiet race of or into the quiet stage of this race. It's only Evan Dietzold that is really fighting someone on track. And he can't get past, but it's Mirko Bortolotti now who gained, let me see, he gained 5 tenths on Matthias Baldau last lap, so that's half a second gained by Mirko Bortolotti on Matthias Baldau, but he hasn't have much time left. It's only 5 minutes until we end this racing night, and it's 38 hundredths of a second between P1 and P2. Mirko Bortolotti against Baldau, BMW against Audi. He's gonna make that move up the inside into T1. No, he isn't. D3 Esports against Gazak's racing team. It is getting very close. He's gonna have to get the run out of the last corner. But Evan Dietzold is struggling with the same as Mirko Bortolotti right now. 3.5 minutes left, and it's Mirko Bortolotti on 3.5 tenths back and gaining on Matthias Baldau. Again, that attack is denied. He can't attack even. Mirko Bortolotti is gonna have to do something different, otherwise he's not gonna get there. A man who is close for the entire race now to Jens Fiedler is Evan Dietzold. As we are into the last 3 minutes of this race. I mean, it would be great for the championship to see Mirko not win once. But it's 2 tenths now. He's going to try and do something up the inside. No, he isn't. Still thinks the better of it. That was the closest he's been so far. 2.5 minutes left. Is behind that. We have a crash for Jens Fiedler. He goes off track and that denies him from a beautiful third place. Evan Ditzold finally gets rid of him. Clement Schmidt now in 4th place. But it's this battle where we are so hyped of. Mirko Bortolotti against Matthias Baldau for the lead of the race. With only 2 minutes to go. That is something like 3 laps to go after this one. And this is the closest he has ever been. Mirko Bortolotti, is he going to try it up the inside this time? No, he isn't. Not quite close enough. He is pressurizing Matthias Baldau into a mistake, probably. 4 tenths, he has to get close to that last corner. 1.5 tenths you want to be in. Then you want to go for an overtake in the first corner, really. Or you want to be 2 tenths but have a massive run out of the last corner. Which I don't see happening for Mirko Bortolotti, because Matthias Baldau knows how to set his car up in that last corner. But now he is very, very close. 2 tenths into the last corner. 2.5. He had to run a bit too early and that has compromised him onto the straight, which doesn't give him the best exit. But he knows it is possible for him. He is only 3 tenths back as they go into the second to last lap right now. Maybe the last lap, we don't know what happens here, but it is very close. Mirko Bortolotti only 2 tenths back from Matthias Baldau. As we are gonna enter the last lap in a bit. I think we are gonna make that. Yes, we should make that now. And this is the best run he has had so far. It doesn't have to lift now. Is this gonna be the one? The last lap. Matthias Baldau covers the inside. He's gonna have to. He's gonna make Mirko go the long way around. Mirko's gonna make that one stick, and he's now gonna cut back. No, he can't. And that is well defended from Matthias Baldau, and he should have that now. There are really no overtaking opportunities into the next part of the track. So he should be able to hold Mirko off now. But never say never. Mirko is a real life racing driver, so he knows where to put his car at certain moments. But I think Matthias Baldau has this covered, as he doesn't make a mistake on the jump. He doesn't. Just 2 corners to go now for Matthias Baldau. Can he make the last corner clean? Don't touch the grass on the exit. No, he doesn't. And Matthias Baldau comes through to take the victory ahead of Mirko Bortolotti, and Evan Ditzold behind that.
Nice job.
XP3. P4 is Clement Schmidt. P5 Jens Fiedler. And 6 is Jan Lins ahead of Ben Green, just ahead of him. Gustavo Xavier also just holding off Marco Silla. Lucas Cambia is the last finishing car. Wow! That was an awesome race. Absolutely awesome. Action from start to finish, 20 minutes long. That was absolutely amazing. Well, I mean, what can we say about that? That is absolutely amazing if you ask me. We are gonna look if...
Unfassbar, was wir hier gesehen haben. Und wir haben es gerade gehört, Dan ist jetzt meinem Kanal beigetreten.
Yeah, definitely. I could understand a bit of what you were saying there, and it was exactly the same as I said. It's absolutely unbelievable what we've just witnessed.
Yeah, crazy race.
Definitely. Action from start to finish, man. I don't know where to begin, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think we could. We'd need another hour probably to unpack everything that has happened, and probably a lot that has happened that we weren't paying attention to because the fight at the top was so unbelievably close. But as I was watching the guys going over the start finish line now at the end in the reverse grid race, they were all like finishing just tenths behind each other. So there have been a lot of close races that sadly I can only show one, and that of course if there is a fight for P1 until the very end, we have to show that, or I have to show that. But there was a lot of good fighting up and down the field.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Are you okay if I just bring Clemens Schmidt in here?
Of course, I always like talking to Clemens.
Oh,
So.
I can't get him in here. I can't.
Ah, yeah, because he's a mod, so you would need to tell him to come in here himself, because he has the same rights as we do. So we can't, we can't. He's the only guy that we can't pull in here, actually.
Can you pull someone else in here then? Maybe someone who's, or is
Yeah, maybe.
is actually someone interested in an interview, because we have the interview now, but we've had. Did you have one in the
Yeah,
last race?
no. Our drivers are very media shy, so they don't like talking too much. I think.
Can you get Hugo in here?
I mean, he's showing something to the other guys at the moment.
Okay.
Maybe we'll need to find a way for the upcoming weeks to so that we clearly know who wants to talk to us and who doesn't. So, I mean, that's what the waiting room would be for. But yeah, nobody's really want to join that. I think let's just us two talk about it for a second. I think very big difference between race 1 and race 2 in terms of like how many cars actually finished the race well. I think we've had loads more crashes in the reverse grid race than in the first race, but like not that the reverse grid would be the problem there. They just crashed by themselves. They just went off at every turn at the beginning, something they've managed to avoid in the first race. So I was a bit shocked that the second race was that much, let's say, worse in that aspect. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Mirko.
All right. So then I'll keep talking. But still great racing both at the servers. Very interesting qualifying session. A lot of people also, I think, struggling with the open qualifying this time around. I think I have seen quite a few more instances where a car was backing up someone else. I mean, they have used like the slipstream, which is, I think, very strong on the start-finish straight. But all in all, worked out relatively well, I think. Then, of course, race 1. Absolutely. I was amazed how well everything worked in race 1, how well everybody did in race 1. Also, again, with not crashing out and not spinning out and all of that, because this is a narrow racetrack, a very fast configuration of the track. I mean,
we have Clemens Schmidt waiting in the waiting room.
Oh, maybe he was listening. Yeah, maybe
should we go into the waiting room? Oh no!
No, he's gone again.
Can you get him, because I can't drag him?
Yeah, I can't drag him as well. So.
Okay, that's something we'll have to look in for.
Yeah. He's the only guy, apart from Mirko, that we can't probably drag. So those are the two. If you are listening, you need to come in here by yourself. You're always welcome.
Yeah. If we go into waiting room, maybe they can join there, because they can't see this one.
So they can't see this one?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they? Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's go into the waiting room. If somebody wants to talk to us, they'll just join after us.
Yes.
Was so langsam am
Guys,
Schluss.
Ja.
Just real quick, if you want an interview, just come into the waiting room and we'll do it there. Just come one by one, not all at one time. Thank you.
Clemens was there already then.
had a lot of fun tonight. Clemens,
Yes, we have him in here. Clemens, I have to ask you first, how was the first race for you? Because we saw that you were comfortably quicker than Mirko in the first race, but I think Mirko was doing some fuel saving. But yeah, was that a strategy you overlooked, or was it just you didn't want to go for the fuel saving strat?
Honestly, we thought it's impossible to get through the race without the pit stop, so I thought if I have to do it, I go as fast as I can.
Okay.
yeah, Mirko was saving very heavily, so he was pulling the clutch like halfway across the start finish line.
Yeah, I thought I was
So-
going insane, but I heard that correctly then.
No. He
Uh,
was definitely saving so much fuel, and that's when I thought, okay, he definitely tries to go without a stop there, and even
But-
I mean,
In the calculation of our teammate Tom Bieber, we were supposed to do one more lap, so that's maybe why.
okay,
Ah,
okay.
yeah. Okay, so the calculations weren't right, and that's why you went
No.
for the pit stop.
Yes,
Yeah, back to the drawing board
Okay.
on that
but
one.
at the end it hasn't changed. It was for me like in quali, he Mirko ahead, me second. So at
Yeah.
the end we finished the same result.
I mean, you finished still P4 in race 2, which is an absolutely great result. Gained 13 positions. I mean, talk us through it, because it was chaos out on track in the feature race.
Yeah, at the beginning I was just trying to avoid any contact because I was thinking there will be a lot of carnage, but yeah. I mean, the speed was a little bit missing in second race, but luckily a lot of people crashed out or crashed themselves, so
Yeah.
I think I passed one car.
So
You only needed to pass one, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think we have Matthias in here as well, the winner of our feature race.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, man, that's an amazing drive, keeping off Mirko in the last few laps. Talk us through it, how it was. Yeah, keeping a man with that kind of speed behind.
So I kind of had a comfortable first half of the race. I stuck behind Jens Fiedler, could save a lot of fuel. I only took 14 liters. Mirko just told me he took 15. And I had like 2 seconds of a gap after I left the pits. And I was quite comfortable in the field till the end of the race, so I could push. And I feel like Mirko had to save a little bit still because in the last sector he was not that close that I expected him, and I was with the BMW always faster for the last corner because it's just made for this stuff. And there was not a lot of points of attack. Only in turn 3 it was always really close because he nailed T1 every time. But when you stay on the inside there's not a lot anybody can do. Even Mirko. I mean, I'm fighting off Mirko Bartolotti, but yeah, had a lot of fun. Worked out in the end for me, and had a great evening.
And that's what we want to hear, man. That's what it's all about. I mean, I think we saw Mirko pitting Kevin, didn't we? And then he came out ahead of everyone, which I didn't think was going to happen, since he was behind them, or he was behind, I think Evan, he told it was? He was behind him, and then he suddenly came out in front of him with going only one lap longer, and he came out in front of him with a comfortable lead. So I thought he short fueled.
Yeah, I do actually believe it.
So I think-
Because he was also saving after the pit stop. I heard him pull the clutch and everything.
Yeah.
So was that something you did as well, Matthias? Did you save after your pit stop as well? Or
Yeah,
was there no need?
because I wasn't quite sure if it's going to be 3 more laps at the end or 2. So I was saving until I definitely knew that it's only going to be 2, and after that I could push. And I feel like Mirko still had to save a little bit, which helped me a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
then
yeah, most definitely, and he also did. I mean, I heard him pull the clutch even after the stop, so I thought, okay, he definitely didn't take a lot of fuel in it.
Yeah.
But interesting to hear that you took even less than.
Yeah, I mean, I went the extra lap on him, and I feel like I was able to save a lot because I stayed out of Carnage, and Mirko had to push because we're starting from further back than me, and I just through incidents gained up a lot of space on track. I feel like I was sitting in P2 after Mirko came in, and then I had the extra lap which I could push on, and I took 14 liters, which was probably the least of anybody. But I didn't have to save a lot after the stop.
Yeah.
Well,
Great job, of course. A bit of love in the German chat here from Lucas. Do you want to dedicate your victory to Lucas?
Grazie
Cambia?
ragazzi tutti.
He's sending a heart for you.
Perfect. He's gonna get one back.
well, Matthias,
that's great to hear.
I have another question for you. How do you save fuel and still keep up that pace? Because you weren't slow either with saving fuel.
So in iRacing, basically, if you pull the clutch in front of fast corners, you can like roll the car into the corner really good. And by pulling the clutch, you don't lose that much speed, and you don't burn fuel either. So that's the best way to do so.
Okay.
Just roll the car and take it smooth on the exit with not jumping on the throttle right away. Just go gentle, and that's probably the best way to do so.
Okay. Thank you, Matthias. Yeah, great second race for you, and hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Had a lot of fun, and thanks for you guys commentating us.
It's if you keep racing, if you keep up the great racing, it's a pleasure to
Yes.
All right.
commentate over it.
I think all of us are going to try.
Yeah,
Have a good evening.
yeah, you too.
man. Well, should we go back to English commentary then?
Let's just stay in here. I think we don't have too much. We'll just wrap it up, I think.
Yes. Well, I think
So-
for me, for the English stream, and I'll do it for you as well. For everyone, thanks for watching. From everyone and from every driver in the W12 series, we thank you for watching. We hope you all stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.